What if I told you the balance of global power is shifting, not with missiles, not with armies, but with algorithms? Two superpowers, one invisible race, a race that's already reshaping our future, one line of code at a time. This is the story of artificial intelligence, US versus China. Who's leading? Who's catching up? And what happens when one finally wins? Let's find out. How close is China to overtaking the US in frontier AI? Is America losing its lead? What does AI dominance even mean, and who controls it now? They call it the new space race. But this one doesn't reach for the stars. It reaches into every phone, every robot, every brain of every machine that thinks. The question isn't just who builds the best AI, it's who will control the next era of human civilization. But before we answer that, let's ask a deeper question. What does winning in AI even mean? Is it about the smartest chatbot, the most powerful robot, or the country that can use AI to control everything, from factories to finance, from media to military? Let's start with what we can measure. Model performance. In 2023, American models like GPT-4 and Claude dominated the world's AI benchmarks. But by late 2024, something changed. According to the Stanford AI Index 2024, the performance gap between US and Chinese AI models shrank dramatically. In tests like MMLU, the exam that measures how well an AI understands everything from physics to history, the US led by 17.5 points in 2023. By 2024, that gap was less than 1 point. Even in coding tests, where American models had crushed the competition, the gap dropped from over 30% to under 4%. The Chinese model DeepSeek R1 even ranked third globally, behind only 2 American models, but at a fraction of the training cost. So now the question is, does cheaper mean weaker or smarter? Training a top-tier American AI model can cost billions. OpenAI reportedly spent hundreds of millions just to train GPT-4. But China? Chinese firms like Baidu, iFlyTek, and Zhipu are developing competitive models for tens of millions, sometimes less. In 2024, private AI investment in the US hit $109 billion. China's? Only $9.3 billion. Yet somehow, China is achieving almost the same results. The cost. How? Efficiency. Smaller models, smarter data handling, cheaper training, and massive local demand. Could that be the secret weapon? If you can scale cheaply, maybe you don't need to spend like Silicon Valley. Let's talk about power. Literal computing power. Every AI model needs chips, servers, supercomputers, and here, the US still holds the crown. Out of 500 of the world's biggest AI supercomputers, about 75% of their total performance comes from the United States. China, around 15%. But China isn't giving up. Its AI chip market is exploding, projected to hit $8.1 billion in 2025 and quadruple by 2030. That's a 30% annual growth rate. Yet there's a catch: US export controls. Washington's sanctions have blocked China's access to advanced chips from NVIDIA and others. Analysts predict NVIDIA's share in the Chinese AI chip market will drop from 66% to 54% by next year. So here's the burning question. Can China build its own chips fast enough to close the gap? Because whoever controls the chips controls the intelligence. But power isn't just about who builds AI. It's about who uses it. The United States leads in software, AI for medicine, education, entertainment, and enterprise tools. But China? China leads in deployment at scale. Across thousands of factories, warehouses, and smart cities, AI runs daily life. From robot taxis in Beijing to facial recognition in airports, AI is everywhere, seen and unseen. So ask yourself, who's truly more powerful? The one who builds smarter AI or the one who uses AI in every corner of society? Governments play their own game in this race. The US supports innovation through venture capital, letting private giants like OpenAI, Google, Anthropic push the boundaries. China, on the other hand, plays chess, not poker. Its strategy is centralized, coordinated, and relentless. The state decides what's a priority, then moves mountains to make it happen. But control comes at a cost. In China, regulation is fast, but so is censorship. In the US, freedom is broad, but so is bureaucracy. Which system will win? The structured sprint or the creative chaos? AI doesn't grow without people. So let's talk talent. Every year, China produces millions of STEM graduates. It leads the world in AI research papers and patents. Yet, the United States still attracts the top global minds. From India, from Europe, from China itself, some of the brightest Chinese AI researchers now work in California or Boston, but China is fighting to keep them home, offering grants, labs, and prestige. So where will the next generation of AI geniuses go? That could decide everything. Every race has turning points. In this one, it's export bans and self-reliance. America wants to slow China down by cutting off its access to top-tier chips. But by doing so, it might be forcing China to invent its own, faster than anyone expected. Some experts say China could reach hardware independence by 2030. If that happens, the global balance shifts, because whoever builds their own chips controls their own destiny. So, who's winning right now? In raw power, the US. In cost and efficiency, China. In research, still the US. In deployment and scale, China by miles. It's no longer a one-sided race. It's neck and neck. And as AI shapes economies, militaries, and even our minds, this rivalry isn't just about who wins. It's about who defines the future of intelligence itself. Will the next big AI revolution come from a Silicon Valley lab or a Beijing startup? Who will own the algorithms that run your car, your job, your dreams? And most haunting of all, when machines truly start to think for themselves, whose values will they carry? Maybe this isn't a race either side can truly win. Maybe it's a warning that in chasing dominance, we might forget what AI was meant to do. Help us, not replace us. The question isn't who's leading, it's who will lead us wisely. I'll leave you with this. If the future is written in code, who's holding the keyboard?